Alright, so both Day of the Dead Bloodline and Victor Crowley came out on DVD on the same day. And we've both seen Victor Crowley.
Yeah, and we both enjoyed it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to be talking about Day of the Dead Bloodline.
Yeah.
Fuck our lives.
Hey there guys, this is Sam.
And Justin.
At the Survival Review. And as we said before, today we are talking about Day of the Dead Bloodline.
Yeah.
Why? I don't fucking know.
We're just morbidly curious.
Yeah, Day of the Dead happens to be the original happens to be my favorite zombie movie. And Justin enjoys it as well.
I don't love it as much as him.
I really love Day of the Dead, as you can see.
Whereas it's his favorite of the trilogy. To me, it's not, I wouldn't say weakest as in it's like bad, but it's like, I think Dawn and Night are better.
Yeah, I just absolutely love it. It grows on me every single time I watch it.
And I don't blame him. I understand why.
And I would at this point say it's my favorite zombie movie of all time. Which is saying a lot, because there's a lot of fucking zombie movies out there.
Yeah.
There's more and more every year.
Like this year.
Like this year, we get Day of the Dead Bloodline, which somebody shat out.
I guess the rights to the name Day of the Dead are like really cheap.
It's weird because there was a Day of the Dead remake in like the early 2000s.
Yes. I didn't see that, luckily.
I did see it a long time ago. I remember renting it and thinking, God, this is trash. And then there was like a Day of the Dead 2.
Yeah.
Which I can only assume was also trash.
I rented that and watched about 5 minutes of it and then I turned it off.
Okay. That sounds about right. Yeah, it's just a bit of a mess with Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't really all that surprised when I saw that a new one was coming out. And I didn't see anything about it until literally 3 days before it came out on Blu-ray. But Justin and I got to talking and we're like, you know what, let's just give it a watch.
Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen? And yeah.
We found out.
We found out.
This movie, I guess, is closer to the original Day of the Dead than the last remake.
Yeah, from what I remember, it's a bit vague for me, but that remake had almost nothing to do with the original Day of the Dead. The only tie to it I remember was there was like a bub character that you know as a military dude before he turns into a zombie. And I remember him being a vegetarian, and that's how they explained why he was like a friendly zombie. That really stood out to me as like, God, that's just dumb.
Yeah.
Nothing like that in this. A lot of dumb things in this movie,
a lot
though.
of surprisingly dumb things in this movie.
In a very different way.
Yeah.
This movie has some of those core elements that, like, sort of remind you of the original Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
It mostly takes place on a military base, although the beginning of the movie doesn't make you feel like that.
And there is a bub-like character.
Yeah, a smart zombie.
Yeah.
That's about the extent of it.
Yeah.
There's a little tiny bit of a relationship where this one guy kind of seems like Rhodes' character.
Yeah, there's a Rhodes-esque character in the movie.
Yeah. And our main character, I guess we'll get to, kind of in some ways reflects the Frankenstein character.
Yeah.
In the original.
Kind of like a mixture of the main girl and the doctor.
Yeah. So we start the movie off.
Yeah, this movie starts off.
Yeah, it just gets going.
It's just right off the bat, it's just like chaos in the streets, zombies are, eating everybody and everything. And this girl just wakes up.
She's not even running away. She's just like walking.
Oh yeah, she's walking,
like,
calling her mom
on her phone, like, "Hey, Ma, what the fuck's going on?" and like for some reason her shirt is like open up.
At least that does get explained, but on initial first time seeing it, it's like, what?
It's just like, why is this? And so just all this chaos, blah blah, blah, and it cuts to 4 hours earlier.
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
Okay. She's a med student.
Yeah.
Working in med school, and they're like talking, like they're trying to find the cause of death of this like one dead body, and you're just watching it, and you're just like, yeah, this just screams Day of the Dead.
Oh yeah, this is really giving me a Day of the Dead vibe right here.
Oh yeah.
She's talking about tests,
medical stuff, and like
it's really unexciting,
and
uninteresting, and
there's this one patient of hers, this one guy named Max.
Yeah.
Like the one doctor comes in and says, "Oh, Max is here for his routine blood work," And she's like, oh, he's kind of creepy. I don't want to talk to him.
I don't want to talk to that guy.
And
She's like, just go in there, do the blood work. Come on.
I know he's a bit strange, but the antibodies in his blood are 100 times normal level. Trust me, Zoe, this is a great opportunity for you.
And she goes in there, and right off the bat, Max is just like, hey, you remember last time?
Do you remember last time when we talked to each other?
Yeah.
And she's just like physically grossed out by him because he's just a weirdo. And I think I jokingly said, like, as he's lifting up his his sleeve, I'm jokingly like, I wrote your name on my arm, and then he does.
What is that?
You like it?
I'm getting good at calling these things in these terrible movies.
And so he's like this kind of weird, kind of rapey kind of guy.
Yeah,
And
clearly mentally unstable.
Yeah. And then later on, after that, like, they're all partying and stuff, and it's like, you see people in med school partying, and again, just, yep, Day of the Dead. And of course, like, he ends up confronting the main girl and tries to rape her, and she gets away, and then zombies. Just zombies.
There's no explanation as to why. They're just
they just pop up
now.
as zombies.
It's just zombies now.
They attack the place, and then she gets away.
She gets away, and then cut to 5 years later, because...
And she's at a military base. She's the main doctor there.
Yep.
And she's taking care of this one little girl who's sick. And she's not getting any better. Which also might mean that, like, the zombie virus is getting worse. So she has the idea to go on this run back to the school where she used to go to get supplies. And that's where she runs into Max, who is our bub.
Yes, he is our bub, for all intents and purposes.
Yes, and they get back to the base. Max finds his way back.
Well, no, he doesn't just find his way back. It's the best shot of the movie. They ride back, and they don't even give, like, a reveal.
No.
They just cut to a shot of the underside of one of the cars, and there's Max on the bottom of it, holding on.
He's dead. This is why we don't go on wild fucking goose chase supply runs.
With his big fucking mouth open, because this guy just... He's like, this is my thing in the movie. My mouth's gonna be real big the whole time. I'm gonna move it around. And I think he thought he looked cool or scary or something. It just looked dumb.
Yeah, and so basically our bub in this movie is ridiculous.
Yeah.
In Day of the Dead, in the original, he was just like a zombie who is kind of like realizing some of the stuff around him. He's kind of remembering a little bit. He's a little bit aware.
There's a little bit of that soul left.
Yeah.
There's a character to it that you like connect to, and you're like, oh, that's there's something here.
This one, he's just basically just a person who can't talk.
Yeah, he is just a person. He's doing all things that like
he crawls through an air vent.
Yeah, it's the most half the movie he's crawling through air vents.
Yeah, he spends the whole first time crawling through an air vent, and like he chases after the people. There are running zombies in this movie.
Yeah, which. I don't know if I've ever mentioned how I feel about that, but I'm not a fan.
But he also runs. He grabs onto people. Like he's just basically a person. Like that's all he really is. He's not like a zombie who's a little bit more aware. Like he's just basically a person who's kind of zombified.
Yeah, it's really just like dull.
Yeah.
And generic.
And then after like encountering him, they chain him up and stuff so he can kind of visually can look like Bub. And the main girl thinks that, like, oh, if we, do some tests on him, we may be able to find a vaccine because he's not that infected.
For some reason. There's so many weird assumptions based on these things. Like, don't kill him, don't shoot him in the head because I can make a vaccine from him somehow.
Just because he's, a little bit less of a zombie than the other zombies.
Yeah. It's really dumb.
Or, also, they're not called zombies.
Yes, they're called... Rotters.
Rotters.
It took me a second to think of that because it's so fucking stupid. That was the first thing that like I was like, okay, this is trying to be Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Looks like a rotter to me.
I'm not really a big fan of The Walking Dead. I watched it.
I used to.
Yeah. Same. Like both of us watched it for the first couple seasons and
it's kind of died out.
It just like got really dull.
But this movie is like trying so hard to ape off of Walking Dead. Like,
It really is.
has it having its own name for the zombies.
They're rotters.
Every time they said that, it just sounded so stupid.
It sounds so fucking dumb.
The fuck did the rotters get inside the perimeter fence?
But also just like the plot line of them having to go on a supply run and stuff. It just feels so like Walking Dead.
And it's so mundane.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Do something new.
Yeah.
Like, every zombie movie nowadays is just, we have to find the cure. We have to get the vaccine and the cure. Just make a zombie movie where everyone is given up and they're all assholes. Like Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Like, do something.
When this movie isn't being like weirdly stupid, it's just being dull and stupid and very by the numbers.
Yeah.
There's so many like typical dialogue scenes in this movie.
You know what I miss, man? A nice greasy cheeseburger with fries.
I'd have to go with deep dish pizza, Chicago style.
Solid.
Fuck off.
Yeah, there's so many of those moments in this movie that's just like everything you've seen before.
Nobody gives a shit.
Hey, Doc. You gonna hit the shower after your morning jog? Let me know if you need a hand.
And again, like it has a lot of like kind of modern zombie vibe too, with going on supply runs and trying to find a vaccine and find a cure, and it's just like not interesting in the slightest. But then when it does weird stuff, it's stupid and terrible, but it's so bizarrely weird.
Yeah.
First off, you have to say this: our main hero, Zoe, is that her name?
Yes.
She is the worst character in this entire movie.
Everything she does, she is the main reason everything goes wrong in the movie.
Exactly.
If she was not there, none of the conflict would happen.
Sure, that one little girl would have died, but
Yes. Who gives a shit?
but like everything goes wrong because of her. Like she goes on that supply run, which I guess was a good idea. That's not really a bad idea. That's a good idea on her part. One guy dies, so it's like, okay, I guess they can live with that. But then, Max finds his way in there. He kills people. He kills the janitor, because a military base in a zombie apocalypse has to have a janitor.
Yep, so that janitor.
Don't know why. But Max breaks in, kills all these people. Then they tie up Max. And, she figures her plan is oh, we have to get some other blood from other zombies to do some, tests. So they go out to, the back of their facility, lets a couple zombies in through the gates, kills them, takes their blood or whatever. And then, accidentally, the whole gate breaks and all the zombies come in and start eating people.
Keep coming, and they keep coming. And when they go back inside, and this Rhodes type character who Miguel, I think was his name in the credits or something, he starts yelling at them and telling them off, and we agree with every single thing that he's saying.
Yeah, because basically they did this whole thing behind his back.
Yeah.
He's not happy with... He's like Rhodes in the original movie, where he's not happy with them testing on the zombies and stuff.
Yeah.
He thinks it's just pointless. Which is smart.
Which it is.
Yeah.
And everything... The thing... they were trying to go for, he's an asshole, so he's... You gotta feel for the good guys. But, when I agree with absolutely every point that he's making...
Yeah. And then there's a soldier who gets bitten on the arm. And they bring him back in, and he points the gun at her, and they're just like, "What are you doing? What are you?" It's like, she's gonna die.
She's doing the logical thing you do in this situation.
And then what did Zoe say? It's not that bad of a bite. It's just an arm bite. It's not a head bite.
It's not a head bite.
It's too late. There's nothing she can do.
It's not a head bite. The infection takes time with a bite like hers.
What? Since when has that mattered?
What? Then he shoots her, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're so inhumane!" Oh.
You're a monster.
What are you doing?
Are you fucking insane?
One bite, one bullet.
Come the fuck on, dude.
He was the most level-headed character in the entire film, and everything he was doing, made sense, except for when he gave them, 12 hours to work on the vaccine.
Yeah, that's the one thing. And that's, supposed to be the good thing he's doing. It's... Nothing makes any fucking sense.
And our Captain Rhodes type character is kind of the hero to us.
Yeah.
But that being said, the acting is all terrible, even with her.
Not a single good actor in this movie.
No.
Sorry. I'm a dick. I know this.
When you first see Miguel with Captain Rhodes' character, and he's just calmly just kind of telling them off, and you're like, oh wow, this is...
Real intimidating. It really brings you back to where you see that fucking, the classic Joe Pilato delivery of lines like,
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time!
You remember that, and then compare it to this guy who's just
My brother Bach is gonna lead your little field trip. You leave tomorrow at dawn and you come right back. No sightseeing, no sidetracks. Are we absolutely clear?
He has a brother who's the love interest to Zoe, who's another idiot because he blindly follows Zoe around with everything. There were so many scenes where we just like zoned out in the dialogue.
Oh yeah, any time that she started narrating.
Oh my god, she narrates.
There were a lot of fucking narration scenes.
She makes it sound like it's so important what she's doing. Like she's so important.
It wasn't.
No.
Because we didn't listen.
Current tests show that Homo sapiens blood, despite the different amounts, all react consistently with our tests.
There's one time, you turn to me, you're like, what did she just say? What are they doing? I'm like, I don't know, I wasn't listening.
Who gives a shit? This movie sucked.
Yeah, it was fucking awful. If we can find one positive is that the effects were decent. There was some good gore in the movie.
Yeah, there are some annoying like CG things here and there.
Annoying CGI like blood hitting the lens.
Yeah.
Because they think that looks cool, but they overdo it.
Yeah. But a lot of the, neck bites and things, there were some good craft going in.
Yeah, there's like a cool shot where like they break like a person's like leg and you see like the bone pop out of the kneecap and stuff like that.
We're fond of that stuff.
Yeah.
There were a couple shots at the start of the movie that we were both like, what?
Yeah.
Where like some people get pulled into like a subway thing and then just some compressed air and like a couple chunks come out. We're like, oh, is this just going to be like schlocky nonsense?
Yeah.
But
there's even one thing at the end. We're going spoilers on here. I don't know if nobody cares.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Either way, at the end when the Kenton Rhodes character gets killed, and you almost think they're going to try to do a recreation of Rhodes' death in the original. All the zombies are crowded around him. You think they're gonna, but they can't do that. Yeah. But he dies, and I do like there's a shot where they like shoot a zombie in the head, and the zombie just like falls into like Rhodes' open stomach and like the guts and everything. I don't know why, I found that to be a fun shot.
I liked that shot.
Yeah. So there's decent effects, and like the zombie makeup is fine, except for the look of Max, which is freaking weird and just stupid.
It's dumb.
So like on that level, it's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only positive that we can give this movie. For the most part, it was frustrating.
Yeah.
Dull, and
like when it's not frustrating, it's dull and so by the numbers and like everything you've seen 100 times before. But
which is, what did we expect?
Yeah, it's basically what we expected.
Yeah.
But like the way they handled the Max character, like I don't know, like it's just like they just made him like a horror villain.
Yeah, it was like literally mustache twirling villain at the end of the movie.
There's a scene where he snaps a person's neck.
Yeah. It's just like, what the fuck?
He even talks at one point, like, oh, I did not want him to talk.
Neither of us did. We knew it was coming.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he talks, and like at the end, he's basically like stalking them at the end when they're in that like other area. Like
it's like holding a little girl hostage.
Yeah, he holds a little girl hostage.
It's so dumb.
It's awful. It's a freaking terrible movie.
Yeah, we did not like this film.
Like we didn't go into it expecting to like it.
No, we were expecting to dislike it.
But I think we were more expecting it just to be like haha, there's some funny, stupid moments in it, and then just kind of move on with our lives.
Yeah.
And there were some of those.
Yeah.
But
not many.
Yeah, not many. There are so many weird, dumb ideas. Never thought I'd see like a Bub-esque character crawling through an air vent.
It's so, like, why?
Why?
But the main shot that sticks with me is that him holding onto the car part. That was like the what moment of the movie. Overall, if you're a fan of Day of the Dead, we really don't recommend giving this doesn't have anything that you're looking for.
No, not even with the decent like gore shots.
Yeah.
There's nothing worth watching. And
yeah, if you haven't seen the original Day of the Dead, just go watch that.
Yeah.
Man, it's a great movie. He doesn't love it as much as I do, but
I would still recommend it though easily.
It's at the very least a very original zombie movie. There's not really any other zombie movie quite like it, and I can't recommend it enough.
Oh, ignore this movie that like marketing wise tries to make it seem like it's like a sequel.
Yeah.
Like giving it a subtitle and even using the same fonts. It tries to like deceive people into thinking it's like related to the original, but it's not.
It's just a hackneyed piece of shit
Yeah, it
And
really is.
I really, really hated this film.
Yeah, me too.
Don't watch this movie.
Don't.
Watch the original Day of the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
And that's pretty much all we've got to say about Day of the Dead Bloodline.
Yes.
And until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Man, you're ugly.